OC, stalwart of the C Nation. Why do you like John Cena?
I didn't think you wanted to talk about this.
Well, I just wanted to give you a platform.
I suppose the main reason is that I find it very difficult to distinguish between the wrestler and the man. Right? Triple H, I'm blinded by hatred and always have been. So whereas I know he's had good matches, but I can't bring myself to say it because he's a cunt. Whereas Cena, who's renowned as a lovely guy, company man, does what's best at all times. I root for him and I want him to do well. He's also amazingly charismatic. As we said, he is a superstar. In ring, yeah, he's a bit sloppy, not going to deny it, but can have great matches. But the main reason would be because he's a bloody lovely guy.
Alright.
What about his promos?
The old promo. Occasionally, like, okay, The Rock against Cena Part 2 for 2 times only. His promos were really good. He made perfect sense. He was saying, I'm here, where's The Rock? Rock came back and was just, hey, you're a little bitch. And, you know, it was rehashing same old shit, calling him Fruity Pebbles and whatever. I don't know what he was calling him. But Cena made great points, which nobody can dispute. He delivered them perfectly. His delivery in promos is always great. Right? I mean, what I mean is, he can talk. He's no issues. I'm not a huge fan of his kiddie-friendly promos. JBL is poopy and so on.
About all the fucking the Bray Wyatt shit, like.
Yeah, I haven't seen a huge amount of that.
It's been poor.
But you've got to respect. There's not many people who can cut promos in wrestling anymore. He's one of the few who's capable of cutting great promos, and he's always capable of cutting a promo.
Cool.
There we go.
Yeah. I just have a list of pro Cena and anti Cena. I just want to see what you think about him. So pro Cena, he is extremely hardworking, dedicated wrestler. Doesn't do outside stuff. Well, no, he only does outside stuff to benefit wrestling, like the Make-A-Wish stuff. And even though ill-advised with, this is a terrible point, Susan G. Komen, it's a fucking scam because their CEO is earning a high 6-figure salary. It's they're basically promoting we're anti-cancer as opposed to any money going to research against cancer. Anyway, that's a different point. But he set that up anyway. So Cena, he's extremely hardworking. By all accounts, is a lovely guy. He doesn't politic. He's given his position. He doesn't work to undermine other people's. He is an incredible in-ring storyteller. He can and does have great dramatic matches and drags other people to awesome matches. He is the number 1 draw in wrestling today, and with good reason. And he can drag some bad wrestlers to great matches, like Batista and Khali. Alright, so anti-Cena. So here's a list of legitimate reasons people could hate Cena, as opposed to it's cool to just boo him, which is my gripe with most wrestling fans. His character is quite stale. He's the same dude since 2004. That's 10 years. His promos, some can be really amazing when he's being serious and quite considerate about the storyline at hand. But you do get the kind of kindergarten bullshit, which is like, I'm gonna buy Bray Wyatt a donkey, name him Gluteus, and you can sing to him, bring him to the ring.
Also, Photoshop promos.
Yeah.
Well, Jericho did some Photoshop promos back in the day.
Yeah.
But I was entertained by those promos. Like Chris Benoit in a goot.
Does write his own promos, but he doesn't use his clout to improve his character. He just does whatever they want him to do.
That's a negative, yeah? But, okay, sorry, do you want to finish? Or,
it's both. Also means he doesn't cause trouble as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, he's a company man. He's not going into business for himself.
However, there's also no need to change because he's on top.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes he laughs off threats of his opponents, and he also shrugs off losing championships. Like he was saying, titles come and titles go. It's like, Fucking thanks. Jesus. I'm not talking about his storytelling, because his storytelling is amazing. He's had a couple of 5-star matches and stuff like that. Very dramatic, get the crowd in and stuff. Talking about just basic wrestling fundamentals. He's wrestled, for the last decade, wrestled the top wrestlers that the WWE have to offer. And he hasn't gotten any better. Like, his hip toss is still stinking, you know. And most of his moves
Punches. They're the ones that get me.
landing on, like, his kidney as opposed to his arse and stuff.
Yeah. His leg drop from the top rope. Has he ever hit it? Has he ever landed?
I'm sure Booker T took it at some
Landed
point.
on his hole, alright. Like, oh.
Yeah, the suplex isn't very good, and his SDF obviously is he just squeezes people's head with his forearms as opposed to the move. Obviously, if you're the number one draw in wrestling, Vince is going to run him into the ground as opposed to making new stars. So it's very, like Daniel Bryan, it's very difficult for him to get up if Cena's there and healthy. But that's not Cena's fault. He does a thing where he buddies up with whoever is like the mid-card hot babyface at the time. Like he did it with Zack Ryder, Evan Bourne, and like Kofi, Crime Time, and stuff like that.
All end up buried.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for any of them. Except for Bryan, he was able to survive being his best mate. Even on Raw, what was this, early June 2014. Yeah, he's defending Bryan's honor to Stephanie. It's like, where's Bryan? Why can't Bryan do that?
Yeah.
So it's being on top for a decade doesn't really make stars. Like he gave RVD a lot of good amount of heat tonight, and with Punk as well, he brought Punk up to his level. He did awesome work with Daniel Bryan as well, but that was undone immediately by Triple H. So, there's with Bray, is Bray a bigger star now after feuding with Cena?
Yeah, I think so. I don't buy this. You lose one match and it's a burial. A burial is MVP where you lose for 2 years straight. Like the fans like, Daniel Bryan getting buried. It's like he's number 2 in the company, boys. Come on.
And his favourite wrestler is Vince McMahon. What a kiss ass.
But so he doesn't make stars. But is that more because Vince doesn't want him to make stars?
He definitely helped make Punk. Much like Triple H helped make Big Dave. Like he put him over strong. So, that's a definite plus. Like.
But he'll do what he's told. So if he's told to put over somebody strong, he's not going to complain.
But yourself, you can lose without putting a person over as well, But Cena doesn't do that. He's not a cunt, like, he's not the type of fucker who's gonna take your move and kick out at 3.1 and not get out of the ring, like,
Yeah.
And the same argument can be lobbied against Austin and Undertaker and Hogan.
Austin was a bit of a cunt, wasn't he?
Yeah, like instead of putting people over, he just I'm retired. So anyway, John Cena, a lovely bloke.
Steve Austin hit 1,000 stunners, drew fucking loads.
but what's the alternative to Cena? Is it Daniel Bryan?
There's no.
Would you, after 10 years of Daniel Bryan, can you envisage still liking the guy if he was on top for
Bryan
10 years?
Bryan is like a super Bret Hart. He's just like.
In all
and
fairness,
that's me
though,
saying that.
the hatred of Cena started after 3 months. It wasn't like it took 3 years for people to go, Jesus, he's doing the same shit. It was literally shit. Like, remember there must have been a good 5 years straight where every month he would get destroyed for 25 minutes. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, it's over.
Like that's really bad booking.
Yeah.
Fucking wrestling Khali doing it. Oh my god.
Do you remember that?
Doing it, you can't see me. Oh. Terrible stuff. So, Steve, your favourite storyline. So, what about this John Cena heel turn?
Like it's amazing that people still talk about that. For a while, fair enough, but get over it. Never gonna happen. And the only time it's gonna happen is when John Cena stops selling merchandise, which I can't see happening anytime soon.
Not really, no. Maybe in another 2 or 3 years, when it's literally his last run and his body is so beaten down and broken, you can turn him then and let Daniel Bryan go over and become the number one guy. Other than that,
Like you
Probably
can't
not.
turn him heel. Like he's granted over 400 Make-A-Wish wishes,
yeah.
and he's their hero, and that's that. They go see him compete and are like squabbling over. Oh, it'd be a fresher character, or you get a new storyline out of it. It pales in comparison to what they're going through, and
Yeah.
it just makes you feel so petty for wanting a heel turn, for this part of the show to be, slightly fresher.
Yeah.
And then what about when we were kids, we loved Hogan, right? There's probably guys our age who couldn't stand the fucker.
I'm sure, yeah.
In
Absolutely.
1984, going, Jesus.
Yeah. But we loved him. Cena's for kids, wrestling's for kids. Hogan, maybe not Attitude Era, but the bookmark of the Attitude Era, both ends is for kids. If you don't like it, stop watching it.
Yeah.
Cena's here to stay.
And if you don't like it, definitely don't buy the pay-per-views or the network. You speak with your wallet if you want to change stuff.
Or buy Cena Sucks
Or
t-shirt.
buy Cena. God damn it.
He got me again!